Welcome to Whole and Healthy Cooking with Chef Val. Hi, I'm Chef Valerie Wilson. I've been teaching healthy, whole foods cooking classes since 1997. I am the author of 5 cookbooks, and you can find those cookbooks and everything I have to offer on my website, macroval.com. Today I'm going to teach you all about onions. So I love onions. Many of my recipes start with onions because of the tremendous flavor that they impart into the dish. So when you eat the onions raw, they have that wonderful pungent flavor, but when you cook them, they become deliciously sweet. So today I'm just going to walk you through how to chop the onion and the nutritional information about onion. So you go to the store and you're going to buy some onions. First and foremost, I always recommend organic because we don't want pesticides and chemicals in our food, plus the taste. Organic onions are so much sweeter than ones that have been sprayed with bitter chemicals. You can buy any type of onion that's your favorite. We have the white onions, we have the purple onions that add a lot of color to whatever dish you're using. Usually I go with the traditional yellow onion, one of my favorite. Now, when you chop the onion, to help so that you don't cry, I'm going to soak my onion in water first. Let me show you how to do that. It's very simple. We'll get close to the cutting board right now. All right. So whenever I chop vegetables, I always teach my cutting techniques. And the first one is that you put a little bit of water on the cutting board, fills in the pores of the wood so the wood doesn't absorb the color and the odor of the vegetable you're chopping. So my cutting board never smells like onions. It never turns orange from chopping carrots because I always remember to have a wet cutting surface. Now with the knife, you're going to hold the knife next to the blade. Do you see how close my hand is to the blade? This gives me the most force and pressure on the blade. Makes it easy to chop vegetables. If you move your hand back and you do this finger thing, it makes it twice as hard to chop the vegetable, and then your finger gets very, very tired. So you want to hold the knife like so. We are going to chop the onion. I'm going to cut the butt off and the butt off. All right. So those are the two ends. We're going to get rid of them like so. Now, when I chop the onion, I usually go with the lines. Do you see the lines there? I'm just going to chop it in half. I get a bowl. Just put some cold water in the bowl. And then you just put the onion in the cold water and you soak it. Now you can soak it for 10 minutes. You can soak it for a half hour. What you're doing basically is you're just making it so that when you chop the onion, you won't cry as much. And in Oriental medicine, they teach us when you chop the onion, if your eyes cry a lot, you're eating too many extremely yin foods. Yin foods would be your sugar foods. So desserts, sweet things, even if you're consuming too much fruit, that would be too yin. And so they teach us that if you cry a lot, you might be a little on the inside. And of course, you can fix that by changing your diet. So here I have an onion that I soaked before, so it's already been soaked. Now, another great thing about soaking onions, watch this. It makes it so much easier for the skin to come off of the onion. It just peels right off. It's so easy as opposed to, you struggle with a dry onion to get the skin off, all right? So we're going to chop the onion now. Make sure you got water on your cutting board. You always want to lay the flat surface down. You don't want to chop with a wobbly surface. It's not stable. You want the flat side down. Now I'm going to chop this onion. I'm going to dice it. So you want to go with the lines first. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the lines like so. And then I'm going to take the onion and I'm just going to, with my other hand, kind of do this thing where I'm holding it together. I'm holding it together. Now this is important. After I got it chopped, I'll show you why. All right. So we got it chopped like that. Now you turn the onion like so. and you chop straight up and down, and you get diced onion. Now you need to be careful when you're chopping the onion, especially in the beginning. You need to go slow and be careful. I have accidentally cut my fingers before most of the time when I'm chopping onion, because it's really easy for the onion to slip, the knife to slip off the onion, and we don't want that to happen. So we go down, down, down like so, and we have a beautifully diced onion, just like that. So what are the health benefits of onion? So it seems like a pretty vegetable that you throw into everything. Maybe you wouldn't realize the incredible healing benefits of the onion. First and foremost, it has anti-inflammatory properties, and inflammation gets into your system and causes pain, such as arthritis, muscle pains. That's inflammation. So we have anti-inflammatory properties. We have antiviral properties, very important. Antibiotic properties in the onion. The onion also helps to improve your kidney function. It has a high water content, about 90% water, which makes it diuretic in nature, cleansing the body. It's a heart-healthy vegetable, so it's very good for your heart. And as I said before, it has a wonderful pungent flavor when it's raw, but then when it's cooked, it's sweet. So it works really good in soups, in stews, in stir fries, and when you cook your whole grains. So you can always put onion in the pot when you're cooking millet or brown rice or quinoa or kasha. It just imparts a tremendous amount of sweetness. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning about onions today, one of my favorite vegetables that I use in many of my recipes. Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to visit my website, macroval.com. Remember, your journey to eating healthy begins with one small step. Let's make that small step eating onions.